Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about my UEFA Nations League predictions. You could say the controversial league is back. The first game week is going on right now, and we are going to do our each group's predictions, starting from Group D to Group A. So make sure to like and subscribe, and let's start the video. So, firstly, let's talk about the D groups. Now, the Nations League is a competition in where lower teams can show their prowess, as every team cannot play in the Euros and the World Cup. So, lower teams will show their passion and might show upsets, and that's why I'm a little bit excited for this tournament. Firstly, for the Group D1, the biggest news currently is that San Marino have got their second international victory against their same opponent, Liechtenstein, and I feel like they can go all out and get out of this group because Gibraltar is not having a nice run either. In the Euro qualifiers, they had the worst goal difference, and I think that tells me the standings of this group. Third is going to be Gibraltar, second is going to be Liechtenstein, and first it's going to be San Marino. Now for Group D2. Now this is a more balanced group in my opinion, but I already know in my mind who's going to go through. Moldova, who had a decent performance at the Euro qualifiers, and I don't think Malta and Andorra have the experience such as Moldova because they were pretty good against their Euro qualification teams. Even though they were not the best, they didn't qualify, but all of these teams didn't qualify. So I've made up in my mind that it's going to be Moldova first, Andorra second, and Malta third. Next are the C groups. Firstly, we have C1, Sweden, Slovakia, Estonia, and Azerbaijan. This is again a pretty balanced group in my opinion. The clear favorite in my opinion is Sweden. However, they've not been looking in good form, but hopefully this Nations League can change it. Hopefully they don't crumble. They've already shown one victory against Azerbaijan, and Slovakia have also won. And my group standings for this group are Sweden first, Slovakia second, Azerbaijan third, and Estonia fourth. The next group is Cyprus, Kosovo, Romania, and Lithuania. Now, this is a pretty exciting group for me because, in my opinion, Romania is one of the most underrated teams, and I feel like they are a team who can go on a really nice underdog run, as some of the big teams don't take this tournament seriously. So, I'm expecting Romania first, and after that, it's in my opinion, it's pretty equal between Cyprus, Kosovo, and Lithuania. It might be 50-50, but in my opinion, Cyprus finished second, Lithuania finished third, and Kosovo finished fourth. Now moving on to Group C3. Now, there is maybe going to be an upset in this group because I thought either Bulgaria or Luxembourg are going to top it, but it seems to be Northern Ireland so far. My initial predictions were Bulgaria, Belarus, Northern Ireland, and Luxembourg. I just thought Luxembourg had a little bit of chance to go into the top two, but it doesn't seem like it. So now, after seeing the two matches, I could say that Belarus look like a good team, and they've been in form actually. Euro qualifications, as you can see on the screen right now, they have been winning. They have been doing pretty good, and Northern Ireland have started the Nations League with a bang anyways. They've defeated Luxembourg 2-0, a clean sheet, which is pretty good. And Bulgaria, I don't really know. I saw that match. It was pretty boring, and there were other matches going on, so I couldn't see that match properly, but I could say that Bulgaria finished third now because Bulgaria have been playing very averagely. Luxembourg finished fourth, Belarus finishes first, and Northern Ireland finishes second. Now for Group C4, I have a bit of mixed feelings for this group because all of these teams have something to prove. And let's just start off. First place, I think it will be Armenia. They did okay-ishly in the Euro qualifiers, but I think this group they can dominate. And next up is the Faroe Islands. Now, this is one of the narrow chances that the Faroe Islands always gets, so they have to prove themselves. And in my opinion, their form hasn't been that good. So I think after talking about the other teams, we'll do our final placement. Next is Latvia, who again haven't looked in great form, but I think Latvia can take on this group nicely. Next up, North Macedonia. Again, such as Latvia, not really in good form. So this whole group right now is kind of an out of form group in my opinion. But my standings are Armenia first, second will be Latvia because I think it's an easy group for them. Third will be North Macedonia, and fourth will be the Faroe Islands. Now let's talk about the most exciting groups. In my opinion, they are the B groups because they have full of passionate teams and proven teams. So let's start with B1, which I think is one of the best groups. Albania. Now, Albania had a really good performance at the Euro. You might disagree with me because they finished 4th place. But in my opinion, being Albania and playing 3 major teams, Spain, Italy and Croatia, and not losing to them by 1 more goal difference, it's actually pretty good. They drew against Croatia as well. They got some points and they were pretty good overall. Next is going to be Czech Republic and Croatia. They were in the same group. Many people were expecting Czech Republic to go through, but it was in fact Georgia who went through. Why? It's because Czech Republic's Patrick Schick is injured. That was one of the key reasons why, in my opinion. But you could also say Georgia in the last match, they kind of clutched it up by defeating Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal. Next is Ukraine. Now, Ukraine were also one of the most unlucky people to miss out of the knockouts because they were on 4 points in the final match day, and the third match day I'm pretty sure they lost. I mean, it was pretty unlucky to not go through the group on 4 points, but well, that group was insane. So the standings of this group are hard to decide, but in my opinion, Georgia go through as the first place team, Albania second, third is going to be Czech Republic, and fourth is going to be Ukraine, which is a wild shout, but I think this is going to be another crazy group in which Ukraine maybe get unluckily knocked out. I don't know if my predictions are going to age well or not, but let's just see. Next is Group B2. England, Finland, Greece, and Ireland. First, let's talk about England. Reached the final of the Euro 2024 and they failed to win once again. Even though Cole Palmer gave them some hope, Oyarzabal with that knee sliding goal destroyed all hopes of England and made them runners-up of Euro 2024. However, pretty underrated campaign in my opinion. Gareth Southgate steps down as we all thought. So I think this England team can do pretty good. But in my opinion, relegated to Group B is not really a good sign. But I think they got a really hard group in the last Nations League. That's why they're in Group B now. Next, Finland. Finland had missed Euro 2024, the playoff semi-finals. I don't know against who, I think versus Greece. I'll show it on the screen right now when I'm editing. And they barely missed out. And it was pretty much heartbreak for them. But I mean, again, another chance to prove themselves. I think they'll be one of the more passionate teams in this group. Next is Greece, who lost the playoff final against Georgia, a person we talked about earlier. Now, Greece, I think they were pretty unlucky. They lost on penalties, so you know how penalties goes. So I think Greece, again, unluckier than Finland because Finland lost on pure goals. Next, Ireland. Ireland not in great form. Their Euro qualification campaign was a meh, to say the least. So my final standings for Group B2 is England goes first, Greece goes second, Finland goes third, and Ireland goes fourth. Next is Group B3. Now, this is a pretty exciting group to say the least. Kazakhstan had a brilliant Euro 2024 qualification period, couldn't qualify, still got 18 points in the qualifiers. Again, 18 points out of 10 match days is pretty good from them. Next, Norway. Norway Obviously, they have Haaland, they have Odegaard, they have Oscar Bob, but they still can't get it in these tournaments. Again, they got another draw against Kazakhstan, maybe because Kazakhstan played well, but again, Norway couldn't hold them off or score a goal. I don't know why, but they're not really good in these kind of tournaments. I think they maybe need a manager change or maybe a squad change overall or something like that, but nothing's clicking with Norway right now. Next is Austria. Austria, really underrated side, went out to the Euro knockouts, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. Ralf Rangnick at the helm, pretty decent players like Sabitzer and etc. Slovenia have a legendary goalkeeper Jan Oblak. Of course, they are pretty good, and in my opinion, maybe they're gonna finish third in the group. Now, I got my standing for the group, and this is the most controversial standing of mine in this video, in my opinion, obviously. Austria first, Kazakhstan second, third is Slovenia, and Erling Haaland's Norway is gonna go fourth. I said it, I do not think Norway are gonna go through even in third place because their squad does not look good at all. It's probably gonna age terribly or like fine wine. Next, we have Group B4, Iceland. Now, Iceland, I think everybody remembers Iceland for the Euro 2016 campaign, in which they defeated England. Now, I think Iceland is going to be one of the more passionate teams in this group because they usually have these underdog tournaments in European competitions. Next is Montenegro. Again, it's not a really good side, pretty average overall, and I have really nothing to say. Meh Euro campaign as well. Next is Turkey. Now, I hope I said it correctly because I don't want to offend anybody, but Turkey had a really good campaign in the Euros, and they actually went to the quarterfinals all the way to the Netherlands. And they had so many plus points. They had Arda Güler, they had Mulder, I'm pretty sure, who are all plus points. And I think they're going to perform pretty good in the UEFA Nations League as well. And I think this is the platform for them. They can, go to the semi-finals maybe, and maybe even a final possibly. Again, might age terribly, might age perfectly. Next, Wales. Now, some people are arguing that since Gareth Bale has retired, Wales have not been good, and in my opinion, that statement is not certainly true, as Wales have talent of their own. They again barely missed out of the Euros, so hard luck to them. My final standings for this group is Turkey first, Iceland second, Wales third, and Montenegro fourth. Next are the groups which are toply ranked, which are the A groups. Firstly, let's talk about Group A1. We have Poland. Now, of course, they have Robert Lewandowski and all, and they actually defeated Scotland in nice fashion in the 97th minute penalty taken by Nikola Zaluski, I'm pretty sure, to defeat Scotland 3-2, which is a perfect scoreline in my opinion. So I think Poland might be one of the good contenders in this group. Next up, we have Portugal. Obviously, I've been mentioning it every video or so when I talk about Portugal. I always mention a guy called Cristiano Ronaldo who has scored his 900th goal today. Congrats to him, and I think Portugal will make out this group easily. Next is Scotland. Now, Scotland, they were really unlucky to lose this match. Again, 97th minute penalty. I was thinking it's a draw. Everybody was thinking it's a draw. And Scotland, unnecessary foul. I really don't think it was a penalty. I don't know. I didn't see the foul clearly. I was sleepy. So, yeah. And fourth, there's Croatia. I mean, again, hard luck to them. They lost 2-1 to Portugal. But I'm pretty sure Luka Modric's team can bounce back. I mean, they're known for doing well in UEFA Nations League tournaments as they got to the final last year. So I got my final group standings, which will be Portugal first, Croatia second, Poland third, and Scotland fourth. An additional note is maybe Poland can overtake Croatia. Next, we have the Group A2, which is possibly the group of death if it didn't have Israel. So we have Belgium, France, Israel, and Italy. Now you can see who the fourth place is here, and I can see it as well. I think it's safe to say it's Israel. Sorry, but I mean, you got placed in a group like this, you have Albania's fate. And then these three groups have a cemented history already. The golden generation of Belgium, which is slowly being over. Italy, obviously very good in Euro tournaments, however not really in form right now. And France, obviously Kylian Mbappe and all, yeah. So I think third place, I'm gonna go from bottom to up because it's pretty wrong to predict top to bottom here. So third is gonna be Belgium, second is gonna be Italy, and first is gonna be France. I don't know how much I trust any of these standings in the group. Literally anything can happen, so I have no idea. Next is Group A3. Now in this group we have Bosnia and Herzegovina, Germany, Hungary, and the Netherlands. Now I can't say anything certainly in this group. I mean, one thing to keep in a safe side is to keep Bosnia fourth. I'm really sorry, but I mean, there are so many good teams in this group and potential good teams as well. And then we have to talk about Hungary not really having a good run so far. I mean, I think if they do some tactical changes, they can be a really good side. Obviously with Dominik Szoboszlai, and they have Gulassi as a goalkeeper, so that's pretty good. And I'm pretty sure Hungary can be an underrated side. Next, the Netherlands. Obviously solid frontline. Cody Gakpo will be the talking point again. Virgil van Dijk, Nathan Ake, De Ligt at the back, very good. Denzel Dumfries as a wing back. I mean, brilliant team. I think they have the potential to go first if it was not Germany who was the other team. I know their generation is coming to an end because Gundogan, Müller, and Kroos and Neuer have retired. But it's not like they don't have any replacements. Wirtz, Musiala, Ter Stegen will finally be their first goalkeeper, and many more. Germany's golden generation is not certainly over, but the experienced players are retiring fast, so they should find good replacements soon. My final standings for this group is Bosnia and Herzegovina fourth, third is going to be Hungary, second is going to be the Netherlands, and first is going to be Germany. Next is going to be the final group, which is Group A4. Now, there is a pretty, odd group here. I mean, I'm saying this is an odd group because of the result that has just happened in match day 1. Spain has drew to Serbia. I don't know if that's because of Serbia's nice playing or Spain's, not so good playing, because I saw the match very boring actually. I had to see the entire thing, but I mean nothing was really happening. I think I might have to change, because my first prediction was Spain, Switzerland, Serbia, Denmark, but now it seems like the opposite. Again, I was talking about earlier about how the lower teams who don't participate generally in the World Cup or the Euros come in this platform, but Denmark and Serbia have played in the World Cup. I think this might be a resurgence for them, but honestly, I still think Spain are gonna come back. So I have my final standing for the group. Really hard to tell this group actually now because of the first match week, but first match week, maybe anything can happen. Maybe it's too early to predict. So I say fourth place, Switzerland will stay. Third place, Serbia. Second place, Denmark. And first place, Spain. Obviously, I think Spain will come back Euro winners, and in very nice fashion. Yamal and Nico Williams, and a pretty good manager as well. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. Hope you're gonna like the scheduled uploads I have planned. I'm pretty sure this is the first or second scheduled upload, so make sure to enjoy them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.